also might realize that you have seen this person in your dreams before, and it's like, it's just mind-blowing, because in the dream it was so crystal clear, it was detailed. Maybe this person had, the same type of hair or hairstyle in your dream.
Disclaimer, my readings are not for the faint of heart. Must have thick skin.
Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story, where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. And today this is Pick a Story categories. So in the first deck, this is for those of you that have a message about love. If you're concerned about love, this is your deck number 1. Or could your story or message be here in deck number 2, which is concerning career or finances? Deck number 2, career or finances. Or are you just open for any messages from deck number 3? This is for open messages, things that might be at the heart of your subconscious, things that need to be brought to the surface. Deck number 3. All right, so we will go ahead and begin with deck number 1. You have the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Tower, Son of Cups, overall energy, God of Wands, the Fool, and Seven of Wands. All right, so in regards to your love situation, you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this can be your energy, but I feel like there could be someone that is thinking about you, thinking about pursuing you. In fact, I feel like this person has tried to approach you before, and maybe you're being just kind of clueless about this person, or you don't really care, or you're ignoring this person's efforts. It does seem like someone is trying to claim you, and you're kind of like, oh, like, no, stay away. So I don't know why you are dodging or trying to run away or avoid this person. Maybe it's an ex. Maybe this person is too aggressive. Maybe they just don't seem to fit the standards that you have. It just seems like maybe you are trying to create some sort of boundary with this person, but they're still determined. This is someone who I feel like they don't really care if you're ignoring them. It also could be that maybe you're just playing hard to get. Whatever it is, I feel like this person is very passionate about you. And just because of the imagery, it's possible that maybe this person resembles someone from the cast of Black Panther. So I don't know who they remind you of, but definitely maybe they remind you of a character from there. I feel like this person is physically fit, and they do like to be in charge. They do like to establish their dominance. So I don't know too if there's some sort of power struggles between you and this person, where you want things to happen on your terms and they want things to happen on their terms. But, this is like a strong energy. I feel like this is more of a new person. It could be a past, but I feel like this is a new person or a new energy. And it seems like there's this opportunity to have like a conversation with this person. I feel like even though maybe you avoid this person, at the same time they're still getting to you a little bit, because I feel like you're thinking about them. And you're like, why am I thinking about this person? Am I really attracted to this person? And it could be that they said or did something that kind of stimulated your mind. And, that is maybe something that you wanted, some mental stimulation. And before you know it, you definitely might find yourself feeling attracted to this person and desiring them as well. And it does look like, just like out of the blue, you come to some sort of realization that you have some sort of romantic feelings for this person. And maybe it just kind of catches you off guard because you didn't anticipate to have some sort of romantic feelings towards them. The other thing I'm getting is that there could potentially be two people coming towards you. One person could be intellectually stimulating, while the other person is more so sexually stimulating. And so you would need to make a choice between these two people. And it still looks like something happens that catches you off guard. This is also like you stepping out of your comfort zone, but it seems like by force. It's like you're being forced to step outside of your comfort zone and deal with things that you didn't really want to deal with. Anything that you try to detach from or ignore or run away from, I feel like, you can't, like you're being forced to kind of like deal with something that you're feeling. The other interpretation is that you might be surprised at who's into you, especially if this is more about you being oblivious. You might be very surprised at, who's interested in you, who has romantic feelings for you. It seems like you are needing to make decisions, and maybe you're also trying to decide if you're even ready for a relationship or if you're just wanting to focus on yourself. So that could be a thing too, where you're like, do I really want to involve myself with somebody? I'm trying to keep to myself. I'm trying to live my best life. And here this person is disturbing my peace or distracting me from focusing on who I am and the other things that I wanted in life. So that could be it too. Like, you are in the middle of like establishing some new life for yourself. Maybe you just got your own, or just got a new place. Or maybe you just got your own place, I don't know. Maybe you just moved into a new environment. Maybe you just had a new sense of freedom. And you're just like learning about yourself, and then here comes this new person just like disrupting everything in your life, and you're like, man, like I just started focusing on living my own life on this new journey, and here you come. So yeah, could be that this person is disrupting your peace in some way. Not disturbing your peace in a sense where, they're causing chaos in your life. Just more so you were quiet, everything was quiet and you were good with that. Something else I was getting here. Okay, so if you are in a relationship, it seems like there are some things that'll be happening. Maybe there's going to be some unexpected changes. Maybe you're going to have certain realizations about your person or the relationship that you're in. It seems like whatever is going on in an established relationship is going to be some sort of changes. Maybe people became too comfortable or too complacent, and it just had to be some sort of a shakeup, especially if, let's say you had gave yourself an ultimatum and you were like, I know what I want, and if this person isn't going to, marry me or get engaged to me within the next 7 months, then I'm done. I need to move on because I know my person is ready for marriage like instantly. And that's just an example boundary that you set for yourself or ultimatum that you gave yourself. And then, next thing you know, 2 years have gone by, you didn't realize, and you kind of forgot all about that boundary that you set for yourself, and now something happened where it's just like you forgot. Like, you need to remember that boundary that you set for yourself. And so the relationship itself could be shattered, or something could happen that makes you instantly remember like what you said you wanted. Now also there could be a water sign coming into your life. So someone definitely could be thinking about you or realizing that they have romantic feelings for you. It could be a coworker. Especially something in regards to a government building. Like if you guys work in this big building or a courthouse or some sort of government building, there could be some sort of romance that develops. Or some sort of communication building. I'm hearing something about Intel. Yeah. So I'm kind of feeling like something started or developed at work. And I feel like you're also responding to somebody finally after ignoring them, and you're going to be very surprised at how things take off. So I'm also getting something in regards to dreams and possibly receiving some sort of message or clue in your dreams. Something might happen and it seems like right out of a dream. You're like, I just dreamed about this. Yeah, I kind of feel like you also might realize that you have seen this person in your dreams before. And it's like, it's just mind blowing. Because in the dream, it was so crystal clear, it was detailed. Maybe this person had, the same type of hair or hairstyle in your dream. Maybe something about their voice or their facial features, and then you run into this person. And it almost kind of makes me think of, I don't know if you ever saw the story of how Chili and Matthew Lawrence got together, Chili from TLC. And he said that he had some dream or premonition about some girl with baby hair. And he said he told his mama, because it's just like, I don't know how I would know that's called baby hairs or whatever. But he said he had a dream that he was, I'm paraphrasing now, I guess in love or seeing this beautiful woman in his dream. And she had baby hair. And so when he first laid eyes on Chili, it was like this instant soul recognition. And so I kind of feel like you could experience something like that. Like the minute you hear this person's voice or the name, like maybe you were given a name in your dream or some sort of initials, and this person fits those initials, and you're like, oh my God. Like I just had a premonition. I knew this person would come into my life. So there also could be something very mystical about this connection that you're having. And I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe you were astral traveling and ran into this person, and you guys ran into each other. And if you have created some sort of a barrier for yourself so that you didn't have to be bothered by love, I feel like this person is breaking through that barrier. And then if you are in an established relationship, I kind of feel like there may be someone new that kind of like intervenes your relationship and forces you to make a decision in love. I kind of feel too like someone is going to be the catalyst when it comes to helping you move forward in life, especially if you were having a hard time moving on from someone. Also, in an established relationship, I'm getting that there could be some sort of disappointment when it comes to physical attraction or sexual compatibility. And because of that, I feel like somebody is deciding that that's important enough that if it's missing, that they are needing to maybe move on or let it go. Also, a new person might be able to see like right through you, and they're just like, I know you're not happy with that person. And, they're like, stop pretending, stop playing around. And they just kind of like really get your attention and convince you or help you to admit to yourself that you're unhappy. like there's a possibility that you could also meet someone that lives in the same building as you. Especially if you live in like a high-rise building. Again, I am from Chicago, and I'm getting an image from Chicago about the Diamond Building. And it's crazy that I've never been in that building. I don't know what it's used for. I don't know if it is residential or a business or a mixture of both. But I kind of feel like you could meet somebody in that Diamond Building, or maybe that person is from Chicago. If there are two people competing for your attention, one of those persons is definitely gonna blow everybody else out the park. They're gonna be very intense and mentally stimulating for you. And I kind of feel like even if you were trying to resist this person, you're like, I can't. Like, this person is too interesting, too whatever. The chemistry is too intense. So I kind of feel like you're going to be drawn to this person. It also could be coming from the perspective of how someone feels about you. Like, they can no longer ignore you. They just like feel like they need to approach you. They need to say something. You also might get some sort of confirmation that you and a love interest are telepathic. I see someone who's also likely a single father. Yeah, I feel like somebody's a single father. I also kind of feel like somebody's child has something to do with bringing two people together. Or someone's child brings something to the parent's attention. So, say for instance, your child sees you looking at someone on social media and they don't know no better. They just kind of like, why are you always looking at that person? Like, or is that the person that you always talk to? How come you don't talk to that person? So I kind of feel like something about the child is calling out they're calling you out and like making you realize that, okay, like I need to do something about this. Even my child sees this. So I kind of feel like somebody's child, in a sense, like puts them to shame, or just because of their innocence, and it makes you realize something about what yourself and what you've been avoiding. It just seems like the child is going to encourage the parent to move forward with someone. If someone does not have children, I still feel like in a spiritual sense, This could be something in regards to an unborn child trying to bring their parents together. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to deck number 2. All right, you have the Ace of Wands.
Register at Paid Communications to get a reading with me. Signing up is easy. Go to the link in the description box below or in my About Me section and sign up from there. You can also always email me at TemajTarot@gmail.com for any questions or inquiries.
Thank you guys for all the likes and the hypes. I appreciate all of you.
The Empress, the Eight of Wands, the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, overall energy, Queen of Wands, the Fool, and the Knight of Cups. All right, so in regards to career, I feel like this is more so talking about career than finances. I feel like you are definitely wanting to be in control. I feel like you're wanting to be independent. I feel like you don't follow the rules. You're like, I do what I want to do. I don't care what the rules say. This is what I'm going to do. And I kind of feel like even if there is no lane for you at your job, you create your own lane. You're like, okay, they don't have this department. I'm going to create it, you know, and then it's going to be mine because I created it. And so I feel like you are establishing your own identity. If you work a traditional job, if you don't work a traditional job, then this is more so about you being an entrepreneur and being independent. And it seems like you also are coming up with creative ideas. You're like, oh, I've come up with this idea. I'm going to go towards that. I'm going to create this. Or it could be some sort of new opportunity coming towards you that gets you excited and, you know, just feeling passionate. And to me, too, this looks like some sort of impregnation happening. Something is happening and there is an impregnation of a desire or an idea. It just looks like the seed is being planted and then something starts to happen rapidly. It goes from just being a desire or an idea to actually manifesting very, very quickly. And I feel like maybe because you are now in alignment with the energy wavelength that you're supposed to be on. You're in alignment with it, so things will start to happen quickly. And that also could be some sort of sign or confirmation for whenever you're wondering if you're on the right track or not. If things just start to happen quickly and come to you very easy, or it seems like something is falling in your lap, I feel like that's definitely an indication that this was destined for you and that you are in alignment with the path that you're meant to be on. And I feel like you are going to be very busy. I feel like you're going to be very busy. Maybe you're busy communicating in some way, or maybe you're busy writing or signing documents. It also could be that something is becoming official for you. It starts off as an idea, and then here it is. It's physical. It's something physical. I'm getting something in regards to like an empty vessel now houses this idea. Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of feels like maybe you're embodying the person that you want to be. This also has like muse energy or like spirit. So I don't want to spook anyone because it does almost sound like something is like entering you and kind of like operating or giving you these ideas. And it's just like, oh my God, like this muse is just like speaking to me. Because it doesn't feel like it's negative. It feels like it's something positive. Always, of course, use your own discernment. But it feels more like something positive happening. And it does look like maybe you become afraid or start to doubt something or question something. You're like, I don't know, is this coming from a good place or is this whatever? I feel like you're needing to understand something about spirituality and how, you relate to spirituality on a personal level as opposed to, what is taught. Like you're going to have to understand something for yourself. Another thing I'm seeing here is that you could suddenly be promoted or highly sought after, highly desirable at your job. If you're applying for jobs, this is definitely like receiving some sort of callback and maybe an invitation for an interview or the actual job offer. And then if, like I said, if you have an established job, it could be that you're being promoted to something. So either way, I feel like you're having to take on more of a responsibility. You seem to be more in a spiritual mood as well, or it's something that's coming off as working with spirits. These spirits can be your ancestors, they can be your guides, whatever. But it does seem like you're working with the unseen. And I think too, that's why you start to become a little afraid. You might be afraid of what you're capable of. Also, if suddenly you have more responsibility, you start to question whether or not you can take on this responsibility, or are you ready for all this responsibility? You might also be learning or educating yourself on some things, or maybe you're receiving some sort of certificate. You also could be getting called forth to use some sort of gift or talent that you have. It kind of feels like Spirit is like, it's time for you to do this now. And I'm also hearing ordained. And it's funny because I'm ordained. And so I can officiate marriages. And maybe that is something that you're being called forth to do, to become ordained, to do something like that. Yeah. Only because I'm hearing like officiate. It feels like you're also being very active being very proactive when it comes to your career or doing things that you're passionate about. I am getting like this mixed energy. Maybe it's merging, or maybe it's two separate things that are happening, but I do get strong independence on one end, and then I also get traditionalism on the other. It could be that you're independent, but you are operating something in a traditional, from a traditional standpoint, or operating it in a traditional way, even if it's independent. It also could indicate that you have just two separate things going on. You have a separate independent business, and then you also have like this traditional 9 to 5. So it could be either the two or both. It seems like something is also being offered to you that you want, but there's a but with it. It's like, we want to offer you this, and you can do whatever you want. But, I kind of feel like something still has a law or a rule attached, and you're not sure if you want to conform. I feel like you're still going to find a way to go around traditional ways. It feels like something was just for you. Something was made for you. Something was gifted to you. It also could be that someone that has some very helpful information for you is going to share it with you. And whatever this information is either going to allow you to start your own business, or allow you to be hired somewhere. In a sense, like pulling strings. It's either like somebody is pulling strings for you, or someone who is like a gatekeeper and can bring people on as they please, or whoever they want is choosing you to share something with their like, I'm going to bring you, I'm about to put you on to this. I feel like you are going to receive a nice inviting offer. You might not jump on it or say yes immediately. I feel like you're going to sleep on it. But at the same time, it's like you already know that this is for you. Yeah, definitely seems like you are being offered an opportunity to do something on your own. Maybe you have a friend that has like a franchise, and they're like, hey, since you live in that particular area, that particular city, I was thinking maybe you want to run my franchise and I'll come out and visit and check on it and blah, blah, blah. You could do it. You could do it. Like, I kind of feel like somebody could be edging you on or just trying to encourage you to like work with them. If they have their own business, like maybe they're trying to put you on to it. And it is challenging. It's something that is, I feel like you, even though you're being pushed out of your comfort zone, it's going to come easy to you. You're going to see that you're very good at whatever this is. You're like, I can do this. This is very easy for me. Definitely seems like something is being given to you. You also could have had a dream or a premonition that something like this was going to happen. And something feels like the answer to your prayers. And for some of you, it also could indicate some sort of love situation developing that's mixed in with your career life. If it's not romantic, it still seems like you could be partnering up with someone who is like a soulmate. Like, this is the perfect person that you could have partnered up with. The only issues that I'm seeing is you getting in your own head about certain things. Maybe being afraid that something's too good to be true. I keep hearing match made in heaven. If an offer is made to you, you might, in a sense, feel like you're being rushed to make a decision. And you're like, wait, I don't want to rush into this decision. I want to think about it some more. And then again, that's where it seems like you're getting in your own way. And the star is just consistently coming out, indicating that this is for you. This is an answer to a prayer. I also feel like secretly this is something that you hoped for or wanted, and it's like now it's here. It's like, you know, you secretly want this. You know you want this. There's also a possible opportunity to travel or relocate. That also could be where the hesitance is coming from, is because you find like a dream job, but then it requires you to uproot. You also might be worried about leaving people behind. It feels like someone is waiting for your response. it's like, well, what's it going to be? And again, it just seems like you're just wanting to take a step back and envision the situation. Try not to think too far ahead. It also looks like you are starting to open up or come around. Like you are starting to have the vision or see the bigger picture. You're like, okay, I see it, or I'm starting to understand it. I'm starting to get it now. Also, initially, it looked as if you were bound by your own personal beliefs, or something was holding you back. And now you're kind of like breaking free from those thoughts that were imprisoning you. Also, this is indicating that you weren't ready to receive some sort of guidance or knowledge at first, but then you slowly come around to it. Yeah, I feel that ultimately you are overcoming whatever doubts or insecurities that you were having, and confidence is being restored. I feel like someone is also giving you an ego boost and encouraging you and telling you that you can do this, or that they believe in you. There's also people around you that are going to be envious about your success, but you can't worry about that. You can't worry about the people that are going to be envious. You just have to focus on your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing, and embrace what you're good at. And it feels like whatever you're holding on to as a crutch, you're ready to release that or let it go. It seems like you're going to come to some sort of realization of what you need to let go of in order to move forward. And there could be a major shift happening career-wise as you move into spring. All right, so let's see what open messages there are from deck number 3. All right, you have joy and stability, embrace, teach, trust, feeling alone, overall energy, Master, challenging times, and throat chakra. So the overall energy seems to be talking about a lot of ego that could possibly be blocking you or preventing you from moving forward. It seems like there's also things that maybe you're wanting to speak about that you know would be difficult to talk about. Maybe you would be met with a lot of, I don't know, opposing people or opposing opinions. And that is really keeping you prisoner, you know, your concern for what other people think of you or would consider of you. And so I feel like you're needing to break free of that. I feel like you're also being like a prisoner of, you know, your own ego. I feel like you need to let something go. You need to release something. This also could indicate that you're operating out of fear. You're not operating from your heart, but out of fear. And you need to operate from the heart. You need to follow what your heart is saying intuitively and in regards to, you know, your heart's desires, your passions. And just seeing all these fives, you know, there's definitely like some sort of synchronicities of fives that you might come across. And I also feel like that is about change. And so uncomfortable change is on the way. It feels like you're being encouraged to do your own research about some things. You can't go by hearsay. So I'm seeing something that might seem impossible for some people, but I almost feel like somebody is going to be traveling the world teaching. I don't know if it's going to be spiritual teachings. I don't know if it's going to be, what do you call that? Being some sort of missionary. I don't know if it's traveling for business, like maybe something is being set up in another country and your business is inviting you to come and teach other people and train other people. But it does feel like you might find yourself in a different city, state, or country, like teaching people. And you have some sort of hidden knowledge that you've been sleeping on, or something has been lying dormant within you. And it feels like once you start teaching other people, you set yourself free. It's going to be very liberating. You're going to feel a weight lifted off of you, and you're not going to feel like you're operating out of fear anymore. And you're leading with your heart. And it seems like you're gaining some sort of new understanding of what freedom is. You still could potentially feel lonely on a new journey or a new path that you're headed on, but you will find, or people are going to find you. The people that are needing to be in your life will find you. All you need to do is illuminate, or, you know, be that light. And it's funny too, because I also see this as the light bearer, or Lucifer. And this card here is equivalent to the devil, but because of this depiction, I feel like it's more so about illuminating a path for other people. And like I said, speaking about things that maybe you've been keeping locked away. Something also looks like maybe your ego has been your shield, or that persona that you put on has been like a shield, but there's something else happening inside of you that needs to come out. I do feel that you might lose friends or family once you live in your truth, but that's okay. I feel like that needs to happen because the unwanted people that are holding on to your energy are holding you back. I do feel like you're going to find some sort of peace and balance in your life. And this is encouraging you to embrace the changes that are coming. So this is also equivalent to the world. So you're going to be closing out an old chapter of your life and starting a new one. And everybody can't come along. I feel like you have to be okay with knowing that everybody is not going to understand you. Now, another possibility is that you might find yourself going to some sort of seminar or retreat. It could be something far away from home, someplace in a different, country, city, or state. But you are going to be so glad that you went to this seminar or this learning event. It just feels like maybe you found yourself or made peace with who you are inside. Another thing I'm seeing here, or another interpretation, is that there could be travelers or lost souls coming towards you. I feel like it's physical people, but I mean, it could be spirits as well. Something almost kind of looks like providing housing for people. On a mundane level, I don't know. Maybe that is something that you're wanting to do. Maybe you're wanting to be, I don't know, work at a halfway house, or create your own halfway house, or something that would house people who are lost. Maybe you're even thinking about establishing your own place of worship. But that can also be like on a platform. Yeah. If you've been feeling lost or like you didn't have a purpose, I feel like you're going to find it. So going back to someone pretending or wearing a mask, or like their ego being the mask, I feel like maybe that has been something that has given you comfort, but it just seems like that part of your life could be ending. And then that control, something about being trapped by an illusion. Maybe, just living in an illusion has been very comforting, but it's time for you to move on from that. I feel like someone also wants to expose lies. I'm also getting images of, I don't know, people being set free. People who were in prison being set free. It could be something allegorical, or it could be literal. As you move into the next chapter of your life, you could be focused on your health and finances. You also could be focused on an earth sign or any type of relationship. It feels like you have a soul agreement with someone. I don't know too if you feel okay. So speaking on a mundane level, I feel like something is being set up like a paywall, and like having all this hidden knowledge revealed behind a paywall. It also could be telling you that this is something that might be good for you, like you wanting to reveal certain information or knowledge, but you didn't want to, and you were fighting against, what people would say or think, but it does look like maybe you're doing it from behind a paywall. Something feels like being very selective. I don't know if at some point you start doing something where you feel a little bad because you're having to be very selective about the people who you allow to get close to you or in your circle. So again, it feels like maybe you are feeling more free once you are embracing a side of yourself that you have been hiding, or whatever had been kept dormant. And it does seem like people are coming to you, or you're making new friends and building new relationships with people. Excuse me, it feels like you're confronting your fears. You also might find yourself getting very emotional and just feeling overwhelmed because of certain things that are happening in your life. But it's like a good emotional feeling or overwhelming sensation. It's a good one. Also, something about relationships. If you feel like you don't want to have a traditional relationship, or you want to have some sort of non-conforming relationship that is misunderstood from the collective or the masses, it seems like you are going to be much happier once you start experiencing that. You're like, I'm okay with having this type of relationship. Everybody doesn't have to agree with it. So yeah, it looks like you'll have moments where either you are feeling alone, or lonely people are finding you and connecting to you. Now, as a warning, be careful when you're traveling alone. Always know where you're going. Let people know where you're going. Just be safe if you are traveling alone, because there can be a lot of manipulative people around you, a lot of liars. Spiritually, it feels like there could be spirits or ghosts trying to get your attention. If you're a medium, maybe, you're having to practice allowing spirits to communicate through you. Also, as a warning, if someone invites you to a remote location where they live, just be cautious. All right, so hopefully these messages help. Feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending love and grace.